So, Mr. Orion, how does one control mind and emotions?
Yes, that's a good question, because most often we feel that the mind is doing its own thing. We are become slaves to the mind. The mind wants to do this, the mind wants to do that. We just do what the mind wants us to do. So it is with our emotions. An emotion just comes up, takes over completely, and then we are slaves to it. I'm in a bad mood. So, finished. Your day is gone. Your commitments to people, you have to throw them away because now you are in a bad mood. So, let us look at what is mind and what are emotions. Mind is nothing but identification. You see, when you identify with a particular thing, then you feel that sense of identification. Let me give you an example. If I'm identifying with a particular thought that is running in my mind, why did you do this thing yesterday? This will happen to you. A certain thought has started coming into my mind. The moment I identify with it, the moment I look at it and say, that is true. What will happen now? You're caught. The mind has caught you, and now it is completely putting a net around you and you're in its trap. So, the important thing here is that must I identify with this particular thought? Must I identify so much with this particular emotion? Is it so important for me that one single emotion or one single thought which is coming up again and again is completely taken over my life and I'm feeling helpless? Are these thoughts or are these emotions so important to us? Is a question we don't think. Is a question that maybe doesn't arise for us at all. We take it for granted that the mind will do these things, that our emotions will play these kind of games with us, and we'll just fall prey to them. So the question is here that now we're going to turn conscious. What we call conscious living. If a person is living consciously, aware, then he is not going to become a slave to his mind and his emotions. Why? Because if a particular thought arises in his mind, he is going to just look at it and say, this thought is not important for me. I have other things to do. I have better things to do. I don't think I can give so much time to this thought. Or a particular emotion. Suddenly a jealousy arises. Or suddenly some other emotion arises. A negative emotion arises. Can you say that emotion, is so important for you that nothing else now, is there in your mind, and just that emotion, you're sitting with that emotion and giving it all the food for it to grow and become a big monster to take charge of your life. So, if we actually look at both these mind and emotions, they will always be there. They will come and go. The mind will play its games. The emotions will come and go. But the question is, must I identify with these? Must I identify with this thought when I have something important to do? Must I identify with this emotion when I have something vital to give? For example, you're sitting in a meeting, you have an urgent job, you're a teacher, you're sitting with your children, some emotion is bothering you. Ask yourself the question, must I give this emotion my time where I have so many things to do? And the moment you break identification from that thought or emotion, that thought or emotion cannot survive. Because that thought or emotion doesn't have any body of its own. It tries to grab your energy. It's trying to take your energy out and become a mass, or become a living entity. So, the first question you ask yourself is, must I feed this emotion? Must I feed this thought and get dragged by it? So I fully believe that with conscious living, little by little, maybe you can't do a lot initially, but little by little, you can turn more conscious, turn more aware of what is going on in your mind, what is happening with your emotions, and detach from it. Don't look at them as your own emotions, but just look at them as some emotions that are running, that something is happening to you. Like for example, breathing is going on, but are you aware of your breathing? No, most of us are not aware of our breathing. Similarly, if thoughts were to come and go, and if emotions were to arise, and we just look the other way, we look at the purpose in the moment, we give that more importance. Tell me, where would these thoughts and emotions get so much prominence in our life? So I think this is, in a spiritual sense, this is the answer that we have for all of us, and we can surely live a much better life than be completely taken over by stress.
Thank you, Mr. Oran, for sharing your precious experience. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.